Hey everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable. We have another amazing guest coming on the channel today, so please hit like and subscribe. And after this episode, please stay tuned to the RNU channel for more amazing guests. Let's get this on!
Hey everybody, how you doing? Just a quick little share of why I started Relentless and Unstoppable. It was for one very simple reason, because of Doug Kenny. Nothing to do with me at all, zero. I was just coaching Doug, and he took on the coaching and mentoring, and he made all the changes. He took all the suggestions from his parents as well as my coaching, but it was all about Doug, his breakthrough and his weight loss, his willingness to accept that he is dealing with high functioning autism and other issues, but he's never quit, he's never given up. So we did one interview with him to share his story, and then we decided to start interviewing other people. And Doug has now taken over the whole channel, and he does all the interviews, he runs everything. He's just an amazing young man. So RNU was born from simply what an amazing young man Doug is, and his story needed to be shared.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny and welcome to Relentless and Unstoppable, and today we have my former schoolmate, Michelle Tapia, with us. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. This is all new for me. I'm really shy, so I'll try my best to not be shy.
No problem. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Estes Park. I was living in Loveland for a while and then in Longmont for a while, but I just moved back to Estes, so yeah.
Yeah. How'd you come to America? Just curious.
Well, I came here when I was around 4 years old, with my family. We came from Mexico. Originally, that's where I'm from. But I technically just grew up here in the US, so yeah.
Yeah, what was it like when you came to Estes Park for the first time and you saw the difference?
I have vivid memories. A lot of my childhood I just have trouble remembering, but I just remember the first food I had was chicken wings at an Applebee's, so that was good, and that's like the best food to have for the first time. And then I remember just kind of being like a little insecure because I didn't understand English, obviously, and I was like still learning my own language too, so it was kind of all new and hard to get adjusted to.
Yeah, what was the first grade you went to school in Estes?
I started school in Estes since preschool, I believe. I went to preschool and then all the way through the 12th grade. So I started since I was little, yeah.
I think I was there from 4 up until 8th grade, I think, or something like that. Then I came to Arizona.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. What was it like growing up, and what was it like being around the people we went to school with?
It was like good fun, I guess, but like I said, I've always been a very shy person. So I never was really able to like talk more and get out there more and like make genuine connections with a lot of like the kids that we grew up with. And it sucks because I just, like I said, my shyness and just being so timid all the time, it kept me from doing a lot of things throughout my life until I kind of started putting it aside. But I mean, I had fun for the most part in school. I mean, I had a few genuine friends, and it was definitely an experience. And as much as I hated it back then, I miss it now, and I wish I could go back and do it one more time, but this time be more involved and do more of what the school had to offer and not just see it as somewhere where I go because I'm forced to go there or whatever the case was.
That's the thing, when you're younger, you feel like you're being forced into it against your will. Sometimes you want to be truant and skip a day because of faking sickness or something, which I got away with a couple times, by the way. But nonetheless, when you grow up, you're just sort of like, it feels different. And you
Mhm.
sometimes wish that you could just do it over again. It's like it grows on you, but it
Yeah.
does after you graduate.
Yeah, one funny memory I have throughout my entire school years. So I have three other siblings, and when we didn't want to go to school, all four of us would just not wake up for school. So it's like four against one, which was my mom. So we'd be able to work as a team for us to be able to skip school, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, something interesting, like similar to that, but on a more extreme level, happened when I graduated, actually. When I graduated on my senior year, I was so tired and so emotionally worn out that there was a point where after the graduation party, I took my morning pills after a whole night of partying and went to bed and didn't wake up for 6 days and 6 nights.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was mainly because my sleep cycle was so out of whack.
Yeah.
And I was losing nights of sleep because of the early mornings, in high school. That was tough, you
Yeah,
know.
that's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, was it like that for you in high school? Exhausting?
Um, yeah, it was exhausting, but in like in a mental way because obviously apart from high school, I grew up in some hard things at home. So it was really hard to deal with those things at home and then have to still come to school and try to feel like you have to fit in and do all of these things. And so I think it was more of mentally exhausting and then just not being able to focus and learn and do what I wanted to do, which I did strive to learn and just be smart and educated, but some days it was just really hard. And um, sometimes I'm still hard on myself about that because I really would have wished I would have pushed harder at school and did more at school. But unfortunately, it just in that time I just felt like school was just not for me, and I was unable to learn how I wanted. And but I mean, I still graduated, so I'm glad that I pushed myself through to graduate at least because I remember having a moment where I just wanted to drop out of school and just be done with it.
Yeah, I wish I could have had that in my senior year. I graduated and my attitude was I'm happy, but not for the diploma. I'm happy to get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So, what's a funny memory you have in school actually that you remember? Because I think we were in a couple classes together, wasn't it? Fourth grade with Trisha Wynn, I think.
Yes. I
One
know
of
I
the
have
ones.
some, but I don't know why my brain is having a hard time remembering. Let me think for a second. Um, I guess it was just more of like the people I used to hang out with, like I was friends with I'm friends with Carla and like Mariana and Jasmine. We would just do goofy things sometimes or laugh at the randomest things during class, and that small giggle turned into like a laugh that you couldn't even breathe for absolutely no reason. So those were some of the best laughs and that I thought were really funny.
I think the funniest thing I ever did in that class, and it happened on one day if I had to pick, was when I entered the classroom late, but I walked and spoke like the slow motion effect.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing I remember. And yeah, so just what'd you do after high school? Because I heard you were up to big things.
Yeah, so after high school I got into doing like music. It started off kind of as a just like a funny, silly thing we were doing, me and some other friends. And in that time, I don't know, like maybe some people will know or might not know, a SoundCloud was a big thing. So what they called it, SoundCloud rappers were coming up. So we were like, oh, well, let's get on SoundCloud, start making music and see if this works out for us or something. And we were doing it, it was really just like as a joke in the beginning, like it was just fun and games. And then I started actually really enjoying doing it and making the beats and getting on the microphone and recording and hearing my voice and my other friends' voice. So then from there, they kind of just left it hanging and I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. Eventually it grew more and I realized like there was a small group of people who were listening, who wanted to hear more, who wanted to do more. So I just kept on recording and writing music. And this was all rap music, which is really cringy for me to listen to now, given that my life has changed a lot. So at the time that's what was going on, so we were just doing music, and then I started DJing. I DJ'd at a small like little nightclub here in Estes at Lonigan's Saloon nightclub. In the back they had like a small like DJ area, so that's where I would DJ, and I did that for about 3 years in a row, I believe. And then I had some small gigs, like actually rapping on stages here and there, around Colorado, which were really fun, and it was like a really cool opportunity. And I mean, it was working out for me too, like it was coming to be something. And I started reaching out to people in different contexts that I had, like some friends that lived in Miami and then some other friends that lived in Chicago. So I saw it as a way to get out there and just try to make it, I guess is what I was had in mind. And I had some really cool experiences when I went to Miami, and um but then of course I got pregnant, and then it just kind of put a pause on it because I didn't see it as an end. I just saw it like, okay, I need to pause and um take care of a baby now.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.